Alright, so today we're doing the 1999 Honda Accord transmission fluid swap and an oil change. We're also going to pull these spark plugs right here and check those out and see what they look like. Okay, so we just pulled the first plug and that's what it looks like right there. I did not get new plugs for this. I didn't make a trip to the auto parts store. I completely forgot when I got the oil. It takes 5W30. You can look on the oil cap here and it'll tell you. The Civic takes 5W20. This one recommends 5W30, so we got some of that. I like to go with the Mobile One, just I always have. And M1 104A is the oil filter for this 1999 Honda Accord. And then we got the genuine Honda transmission fluid. The Honda dealers around here are closed on Sunday. Luckily, I went on Amazon and they literally had it to me in, I don't know, like less than 12 hours. So basically they just saved me a little bit of time. I would have got it from the Honda dealer, but get it where you can. And then to check these plugs, all we did was pull this spark plug wire. It's not a coil pack like the Civic was when we did that oil change, but you just pull this. It's the same concept. You just pull this off and it takes the same, what size was that? That was a 5/8 drive, just like on the Honda Civic for the spark plugs. So since this one's looking, you know, I mean, definitely changeable, we're gonna go ahead and swap these fluids, and then we're gonna actually put it back in for now. And we're gonna swap these fluids out, and then we will take it for a test drive and buy the new spark plugs. So we're doing the automatic transmission fluid because it was shifting hard coming out of from a dead stop and probably into second. So we're going to swap these fluids out and take a look. I also have, let's see here, I also have a milk jug right here that I rinsed out, and I'm going to catch the transmission fluid in that way I can see what color it is. So color's not as big of an issue as I guess the viscosity. So we'll get to judge everything by dumping it into that thing, but I'll clip you guys back in after I've drained the transmission fluid. And actually, real quick before I clip you back in on the fluid, this is how we find which bolt is the drain bolt for the transmission. So we're right here, we're gonna climb under the passenger side. We've just got it up on these ramps, and we're gonna come in here, and this is the transmission. So basically, you're gonna look at these bolts here. I have water dripping on my face, but you see how these two bolts are about the same size, but this bolt here has a crush washer on it, and this bolt doesn't. It just tightens right up to the block, or the transmission housing, I guess. But this one has a slight washer that goes right there, so that is going to be the drain plug. And also the tops, this one has a hole in it, and this one is just a regular socket. It's solid there, but this one has a slot to receive I believe a 3/8, just a 3/8 drive. So that's how you know where your transmission fluid drain plug is. Alright, so here's the transmission fluid. You can see there's black stuff in there, and it actually colorized doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's still obviously pretty red. As it was dripping down, it looked pretty red as well. And here is the drain plug. Let's see if we can focus that. It has a bunch of gunk on it. Let's see. Clean that off. A little hard to clean it off one-handed. Oh yeah, lots of gunk on that thing. It's so oily. like burnt oil. Let's see, focus. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna wipe this off really good, and then we're gonna top it back off. All right, so we cleaned off that transmission plug and we put it back in, tightened it down. We have changed the oil, already changed the filter and put new oil in. These 2.4 liter Honda VTECs take 4.4 quarts. So if you get one of these big ones, you want to pour it all in until about leave half of a quart left, which would be about right there. We're not sitting level, so it's down there. So anyway, that's where that is. And to verify, you can check this orange plug here to make sure that your oil level is good. Now, to refill the transmission fluid that we drained, it's going to be that yellow handle right there. That's where we're going to pull that yellow handle out. Here, I'll just do it for you right now. Pull that out now. You can see how big of a plug it is. It's that big of a plug, so it's a pretty good sized plug. We're going to set that on top of the motor. See if we can see down in there. That's where you need to get the oil back into. So we bought 2 filters, or sorry, funnels, and I'm going to put one funnel, a smaller funnel, down inside there like that. That's what that looks like. And then I actually have a second funnel with a bigger pour spout that I'm going to put into that one just to make it that much easier and we spill that much less. So now we're going to fill up 3 of these 4 quarts and see where we're at. Okay, so when you do the Honda automatic transmission fluid ATF DW1, that's what you want to be using, and you do the drain and fill, it's 3 full quarts, 0.1. So I just do the 3 whole quarts and then I just put a splash of the 4th one, you know, a couple gulps out of the bottle, and it'll be perfectly fine. So now that we have our oil done and our transmission fluid swapped, we're gonna take this thing for a test drive to the auto parts store and get new plugs for right there. And then after that, we're going to allow this thing to sit overnight. So I'm going to get the Purple Power degreaser and I'm going to spray off all the excess oil everywhere where there's, you know, significant oil. There's oil down here on top of the transmission. I just cleaned off that little tag, that way I could read the transmission code to make sure I was working on the right transmission or looking things up for the right transmission. I mean, we've got some oil buildup back in here. So we're just gonna spray this thing out and get it nice and clean and check to see if we have any more oil leaks. So, oh, this isn't good. So now that I'm inspecting the belt here, you can see there's frays on this belt. Yeah. Dang. This belt feels pretty dry. Definitely around these edges. You can see that there's a starting to fray right here. It feels decently tight. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get a new belt on there. So I really wouldn't recommend driving if your belt is like that, but I think this car will make it. The auto parts store isn't too far away. I do want to do the test drive, like I said, for the transmission, but we're gonna go ahead and risk it with this belt that's on here. So yeah, after you top it off, 3 quarts in a splash, you're gonna want to put this dipstick or plug back in where it came from, and you should be good to roll. So that's gonna end it for this video. I'll have to give you guys the details on another video, but we'll do the spark plugs on the next video and I'll give you an update on how well she's driving. So this is the 1999 Honda Accord. Thanks for checking out this video. You guys are definitely going to want to subscribe if you're interested in this, because I think this is the car that we're going to do a camo paint on. So it's kind of got this purple now. I'm going to keep that purple as a base coat, and then I'm going to do some gunmetal gray, some black, and some white camo print on this thing. So make sure to subscribe, and appreciate you guys.